The Conservancy for Tibetan Art and Culture and Snowline Publications present His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet teaching the 8 verses for training the mind in Washington, D.C. on November 8th, 1998.
Brothers and sisters, first of all, I want to express my deep appreciation to those welcoming speakers. Thank you very much. And then also I am very, very happy to have this opportunity to talk with you as a human brothers and sisters. Although I have nothing special, just ordinary human experiences. However, perhaps I think with help of Buddhist training, there's some, I think, little experience which very helpful to, I say, in day-to-day life, to keep calm mind. So the opportunity to share some of these experience to you, so I'm very, very happy. And then also this provides me opportunity to see many of my old friends, whose face very familiar to me. So I'm very, very happy to see, like, I think, reunion of our old friends. Time always moving. And with that, our age also is moving, always moving. So minute by minute, getting older and older. And especially when you really reach 50, 60 years, then you can see the change of your body, quite obviously. But our friendship, never changing. So that I very much cherish. Now, you know, I always believe that all human beings are same sort of, I think, nature, mentally, emotionally. So therefore, we are same. And I think the important thing is we all have the same potential to become a happy person, a nice person. And also we have the same potential to become a very bad person, very harmful person. So I think the potential of all these things are there. So now important thing is try to promote this good side, useful side, and try to reduce this negative side, because negative bring us miserable experience. Although in some cases for short term you may get some kind of satisfaction, but long run always brings some unpleasant experience. So the positive thing always bring us inner strength. Within inner strength, less fear, more self-confidence. So then, much easier to extend our sense of caring to others without any sort of boundary, without any barriers, whether religious barrier or culture barrier or so on. So therefore, it is very important to realize that there are potentiality of good things and bad things, and then look at carefully. I think that's important. So that is, I feel, I usually call promotion of human value. So the point, talk focusing on how to promote deeper human value. That is compassion and sense of caring, sense of commitment. That is something very important. Irrespective of whether believer or non-believer, these basic human good qualities are very essential. Without that, you can't be a happy person. Therefore, these are necessary. Then second, among those, among humanity, there's some, they have sort of another, I think, mental disposition, which they suit religious faith. So they using religious faith to promote these or strengthen these basic human values. So the various different major world religions have the same message. That is the message of love, compassion, forgiveness. So you see, all religious, and then the way or the method or way of approach to promote these things, different philosophy, different concept. Now, since these are more or less aiming at the same goal, that is happier life, and more compassionate person, more compassionate humanity. Therefore, the different method, that's not a problem. The important, the ultimate achievement, that's important. So, therefore, all major religions have same potential to help humanity. And meantime, because of the variety of humanity, variety of mental disposition, so logically we need different religious tradition. It's more beneficial. So the promotion of harmony among the different religious tradition is one of the important thing. So I always trying to make effort to a promotion of religious harmony. So now here, suppose I am explaining some Buddhist literature. That does not mean I am trying to promote or propagate Buddhism. My motivation is clear, and so you should check about my sort of many years, let's say, sort of activities. You can see whether you say I'm telling lie or telling true. That you should check. So firstly, I feel the learning from some other religious tradition is sometimes very useful, helpful. Because unless we know the value of other tradition, it's difficult to develop respect. So the mutual respect is the foundation of genuine harmony. This harmony, the spirit of harmony not due to political reason or economic reason or pressure, but simply realize the value of other tradition and recognition, need to humanity in that tradition also. So from that way, we can develop genuine harmony. So for that reason also, it is can be useful to see or to learn what's the Buddhist way of approach. Then in some cases, according to my own observation or experience, some my Christian brother sisters, some Christian monk, all some laymen, expressing to me, they told me that some of Buddhist technique or method they using to develop their compassion or even their faith. So therefore, they remain one's own religion, meantime taking some of the methods or techniques or certain new ideas or new way of angle, right? New way, new approach to adopt in your own practice. But basically, I always telling my Western friends, it is better to keep your own tradition. Changing religion not easy, and sometimes it may causing some more confusion. Therefore, it is better, to keep your own tradition, including your own religious faith. Then here I want to say, those individuals who really feel Buddhist approach is more effective, more suitable, according to one's own mental disposition, then in that case, please think thoroughly. And then once you're fully convinced the Buddhist way of approach is